Hey guys, this is Rob Goebel, also known as Archery Rob. I'm practicing another self-sufficient gardening video here, and remember, you're only as free as your food supply. So if you're practicing prepping or whatever, you will only last as long as you can grow food for yourself. And if you just store food and don't have a way of reproducing it, if really come to shove, you'll run out of food. So this is all about self-sufficiency. So on to the video. Hey, today we're getting chewed on by gnats out in the field and turning some of the rye under and dividing the fields up with corn and switchgrass and some other stuff that'll, not switchgrass, Egyptian grass or whatever it is that Kevin got. And we're just trying to divide the fields up, make buck and doe spaces separately. And they might get some buckwheat in here later, and we're getting some turnips in here. And this rye is all going to die off eventually, but we'll show you some stuff here shortly. God, the gnats are awful. All right, so here I am helping my buddy. He just went through and dissed all this rye down. Yeah, cover for a cover crop. And he's seeding it now with field corn. So hold on a second. Yeah, here's more of it. You can see all the field corn in here. He's gonna come back and redisc it. He's running through here, seeding it all again. Making the screen. Just covering it up. See, like, and then he's got another strip here. Right to there, he's gonna seed in. Now he's back down there reseeding, but here, look, this rye. Right here, see this rye? This is gonna develop here soon. We're gonna come in and cut these heads off. There's another one. Look at this, look at those. They're beautiful. They're just not ready yet. But yeah, he's down there planting this in, but he went out and spent 50 bucks, I think, and bought a bunch of rye and put this in. And I swear to God, this is probably one of the best food plots we've had. And it's just rye. And now he's disking it in. Some of it here, it's almost 1st of June. And he's disking it in, and then we're planting some switchgrass for a break in one area. And we're planting this corn in here to act as a break to divide up some of these fields for the bucks and the does. And then we're using just plain old field corn dumped in here. Just gonna come up and act as a break to divide these fields up, and then later on we can brush hog it down, and it's corn in here for them to eat whenever they want. Or they can knock it over themselves in late winter break, and then it'll fall over and they'll have food all winter. All right, here goes Kevin again, dropping the disc. Driving up, pushing the corn down, going in. We're using the corn as a cheap divider to separate the fields out. They talk about bucks wanting to hide from the does, and there's heavy doe pressure out here, and we have already bumped does out here. They love hiding in this rye. And I'll be honest with you, for the amount of money, everybody talks about you gotta plant this and you gotta plant that, but this rye might not be feeding them now, but it fed them all September, October, November, December, January, February. They were out in here eating it. And then when all this stuff started growing in March, they were eating something else, and then the rye shot up. Once it shot up, they didn't really want it, but then we may be collecting these and like making bread with them. So we'll see how that works out. There'll be another video on that, and I'm sure I'm gonna bust my ass harvesting this stuff, but we'll see. Kevin's out there driving everything in, tilling it under, getting that corn in. So we go through here, you can see a corn here. Not many. There's some, and it's gonna rain here shortly. It'll cover it up. We got all this mass from the straw. The straw from the rye is gonna cover it up. So, hey, simple food plotting. But we've been amazed for the price, how much rye was phenomenal. Now, we're trying other stuff here with the corn for dividers and breaking it up. We'll find what works best, but sometimes simple is better, or easy, or works just as good. So you gotta try different things. All right, so now Kevin's knocking a bunch of this rye down, and this spot right here runs down there. It's one of the divides off. It divides this section from, and then there's another section over there. So this is one section. There's another section on the other side. That one's divided by corn. This is here is divided by Egyptian grass, which gets 6 foot or 8 foot tall. And then he's mashing. So this divide here, he's mashing a whole bunch of this section down, and gonna plant turnip seed in it, because that'll be good forage and good for the ground. This is obviously, I mean, it don't look terrible right here. Looks fairly well, but this is some pretty poor soil, and some of it's worse than other spots. It looks okay now, but I think the rye's been helping it, and it needs a lot more help. So now we mash down this whole corner over here, here to there, and then all this out there is going to be rye. It's going to go fallow, and we'll harvest some. Some of it will fall down. We'll just mow it down and then plant more rye again, because it really worked for splitting out. And they setting this corner up here in turnips because we want to cut a hole in the fence back here and put a tree stand up here, because the bucks seem to like coming in here, and the turnips will draw them in. And here's the last run of the turnips coming up. Just doing a hand seed. He does have a drill. So he'll drill with rye and everything, but yeah. So I mean, I have to be honest. I said we were absolutely astonished. He tried to plant soybean out here, and the deer crushed it. And he planted sunflowers, and the deer crushed it. And then he planted this rye, and the deer couldn't touch it. It was like phenomenal. So here's the bottom edge of the field here, and he crushed all that there and then planted it in sunflowers, left rye around the edges. And we'll report back later and see if the sunflowers live or not, but we'll see. And the bottom down here is planted in clover. What else is planted in here, Kevin?
Clover, and it was alfalfa.
Clover and alfalfa, straight down here.
Alfalfa came up. Oh, here it is. It was.
Maybe they're chewing that down pretty good.
Yeah, did you see the groundhog?
Was he out?
He was right in the clover field.
Oh, well, we got to shoot him. But here's the result of planting the corn for a visual break coming up. And you can see the deer are actually getting in here and eating the tops of the corn. And then here he's got sorghum, Egyptian wheat, and corn, and big old coyote poop in here. Big stuff. Man, that's pretty good size. My dog is 75 pounds, or 70 pounds, and that'd be a good one for her. Yeah, you think the deer seeded all that clover? No, or it's just natural?
Probably natural from years and years of...
Yeah, but that is what the deer are hiding in here and then eating all that clover too.
They are. And, well,